Great day, great people. Back with Maximizing Monday, you guys. I wanted to share. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit connection. So, if we're maximizing in every area of our life, that means growth is present. That means you're elevating. That means you're maximizing the very areas that you need to grow leaps and bounds in. That meaning that in those areas, maximization will happen to your life and you will see you elevate. You will see you go to greater dimensions, right? So tonight, I want to talk about maximizing leadership. Listen to me, y'all. In this life, as God began to elevate you, as God began to work with you, growth is required. So, with that being said, maximizing leadership. God begin to elevate you as you begin to grow, as you begin to operate in leadership capacity in a greater dimension. Listen to me, y'all. There's gonna there's gonna be people that do not like you, but it's okay. You just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep working. You just gotta keep making sure that you pleasing God in those areas. There's gonna come a time where you gotta stand on being dedicated to being respected and not liked. And here's why. The reason why is because your focus gonna be different. The importance of your assignment and getting it done is going to be different. I just had a situation where I was tested in that area. There's going to be people that do not like how you operate, do not like how you move, and do not like how you say things or make decisions. But at the end of the day, your heart is pure in operating in leadership. Let me tell you what else why you have to maximize leadership. You're going to be tested, and it's okay. Look at the leadership of Jesus. He operated everybody like that, Jesus. But he knew that his assignment was so important that he had to down with his assignment. I said all that to say this. When God gives us, people are going to say things that try to cause us to literally get off course, get off key, get a bad reaction out of us. But whatever you do, you maintain integrity and you maintain good character and you make sure you're being obedient to the very call that God called you to do, the very assignment he assigned you to do. Make sure that you are making the very decisions that God will want you to at that given moment. A lot of times we have to decrease to increase. And a lot of times it may be a situation where even though we may be in the right, but guess what? Hey, Jennifer, thanks for joining. We may be even in the right, but one thing that I learned, even when God begins to elevate us in leadership and we begin to maximize leadership in our life, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have people that come across us may not like how we doing things, right? But we have to make sure we still be obedient to the very assignment that God called us to do. We have to make sure that we are doing the very thing that God called us to do. Let me share something with y'all. When you begin to maximize in leadership, the growth is so very uncomfortable. I'm going to just put that out there. Everything when you maximize in leadership, it may not always be peaches and cream, and it's okay. We have to make sure that we understand the power of leadership and maximizing in our area for our personal growth first. Because in order for us to lead other people, we got to learn how to lead ourselves successfully first, right? So maximizing leadership at its greatest capacity, that uncomfortable feeling, that's gonna be what causes us to grow even greater, right? So, with that being said, we have to maximize at its greatest capacity. We have to maximize leadership. We have to. We have to. Even though, even though it may be uncomfortable, we got to make sure that it's very important that we maximize. I'm going to tell you something else that happened on maximizing leadership. God may entrust us with certain people, right? And they may come across us wrong, but we don't have to retaliate to negative backlash or anything like that, because you got to understand that you don't want to be in a position where people will cause you to contaminate your witness. You have to be able to still decrease to increase. I know that might sound awkward, like, decreasing. Like, for example, if you have somebody come at you the wrong way in leadership, and at that moment, you may want to retaliate and say some things, but at that given moment, quietness and not saying anything back could be the very successful response you can have, or the very wise response. Just be quiet. Every foolish thing that come across you in leadership, you have to take a wise approach to it. You have to use wisdom to make sure that you're operating in that wisdom. So maximize leadership. When you maximize in leadership, you're getting the job done. You're operating in dominion capacity. Dominion, you're going to take over. You're going to take over that area of leadership. Your growth going to maximize. Your results going to maximize. You're going to have the success that you desire. And when we're maximizing in leadership, by all means, make sure our heart is pure. We have to make sure that our heart is pure. Point blank. We have to just make sure it's pure, because our heart motives matters. So, and again, maximizing leadership at its greatest capacity that you can add to maximizing leadership is join some leadership coaching that will give you knowledge and wisdom and understanding on how to maximize your leadership, how to grow even greater, even in your current business, your current career, ministry, whatever that looks like for you, whatever the assignment that God called you to do. Coaching is nothing wrong with coaching. I mean, I have a coach. I mean, the information that I have learned in leadership has been just phenomenal. So make sure you get all the information and training you can actually get in that coaching. We talking about maximizing leadership. Although it's uncomfortable, I promise you it will be worth it. It will be worth it. It could be painful sometimes, but it'll be worth it. And again, not everybody gonna like us while we operating in leadership, but respect is definitely granted. So you guys, that's all I have. Just make sure you maximize leadership in every way you can. And I promise you the rewards is even greater. So when you seize the opportunity and maximizing in leadership, I promise you the rewards is even greater. Love yourself and make sure you maximize in every area of leadership. And go be great.